What's the issue here? Where are we at? Wait. Fuck. Let's do this thing. Fuck is the camera? So how the hell do I get? Son of a bitch. Chewy, what are you doing? Oh, you can hear me. Okay, good. So we got that part figured out. Now if I can get this camera figured out. Okay, so what am I doing here? Click the camera icon on the bottom of the picture. I don't see a camera icon on the bottom of the picture. Orlando Prepper, how you doing? I'm working on this. Hang on a minute. Having issues. Okay, hang on here. Settings. Connect device. Okay, hang on. Settings. Nope, not that settings. No, I don't see myself under the screen. I'm having technical difficulties. Figure out this StreamYard because we're going to be using it here pretty soon for our podcast. So I was going to use it tonight just to figure it out, and I'm having issues. No, that's not what I wanted. Bird chirping. Yeah, there's birds. Chewy, knock it off. What is going on? Camera not working. Oh, that ain't what I wanted to do. Hmm. All right, hang on, guys. I'll Okay, well, there's that part so far. All right, there's that. Why is my camera not working? And what is going on down the street? Jeez. No prepper. Okay. Oh. Yeah, no kidding. I don't know what's going on down the road, but they were loud. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Back on. All right. There's that. I'm still here. I'm trying to figure out. I don't understand why my camera's not coming on. I just, I'm technologically handicapped, which is not helping things any. I just don't get it. Yep, I don't know why the camera is not working. It's not the computer, it's something I'm doing. And like I said, technologically handicapped, so that's not helping anything. Somehow I don't have it hooked to the right camera for some strange reason. Wait, I got an idea of what the problem might be. Nope, that ain't it. That sounded good. I don't know what's going on, but we got fire trucks and stuff all over the place. Okay. We're making some kind of progress. I can see Orlando now.
There we go.
There we go.
Hey, buddy.
So I can't figure out how to get my camera to turn on. And apparently the whole town's burning down. I don't know.
What's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
All right, right down below at the bottom. Oh, we got an echo here. Hang on.
Okay.
Okay, at the bottom down there.
Uh-huh.
On the right over here it should be on your left.
Okay.
You should see a little icon there with your camera, like it's showing right there.
Yeah, I see it.
All right. All right. Now where it shows the camera, click on that.
Okay. Oh, it turned it off. It says
that should turn your camera on.
Actually, it turned it off. It says it's off.
All right. I see your icon now. I see an M there.
Yeah, if I turn it back on, then it just says no camera, and I can't figure out why.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I don't know why it's not showing up there. Your camera should be working.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because I've used StreamYard before, and I've never had any issues. And for some reason...
Right down there, right there at the bottom left, right under the screen, you should see a little screen. It should have you. All right, and your little camera icon and a little microphone icon.
Yeah.
Now we can hear you. So when you click on the camera, it should turn your camera on.
Let's see here.
What's up, folks? This wasn't scheduled. I dropped in to see my buddy here.
Hey, entertain the crowd for a minute.
Yeah, I dropped in to see him. Hopefully he'll get this worked out.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. Whoop. Whoop, where'd you go? Okay, that's all right. Okay, I don't get it, man. I cannot figure out why. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, there's a camera with a line through it. But if I push on it, it doesn't do anything. Like down at the bottom, there's a camera, and if I push on it, it just turns it off, puts my icon up there.
Oh, my goodness. So you obviously have a problem with your... Oh, there you go.
Boy, I have no idea what I did.
There you are, right there.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. You know what? Yeah.
You just went off.
I figured it out.
There you go.
Okay. Hey, I figured this out. Well, it took me, like 20 minutes. There's actually I never knew it before. I've only had this laptop about 2 months. There's actually a little shutter up here on the camera, and I had it closed. I didn't even know it was there. I just happened to put my finger. I thought there was something on it, so I went to wipe it off, and I opened the shutter. Jeez. See, technologically handicapped. Happens when you get old, you know? So anyway,
Yeah.
how's everybody doing tonight?
I'm glad I could help you out, pal.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, this is your show. I'll be glad to step out of here if you want me to.
Now you can hang out if you want. I was going to share the link anyway. So actually, anybody else there, let me do it again. Anybody else wants to pop in, they can. This part I actually know how to do. So.
Well, I'm glad we got you on now. We can see you. We can hear you.
Yeah, I never knew there was a little shutter up there on the camera.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got one too. Watch this. Bing. I'm gone.
Yeah. Yep. I never knew it was there. No clue. I'm down here pushing all kinds of buttons, trying to figure out what's going on, and here there's just the shutter was shut the whole time. Well, now I know anyway.
Well, it looks like you got a few folks in here. That's a good thing.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing tonight? Now that you just watched me make a fool out of myself for 20 minutes, but that's all right. It won't be the last time, so don't worry about it. Oh, wait, we got more.
All right. I'm glad we got
what's
you
up?
ready for tomorrow night.
Hello, Chip.
How you doing?
If I was any better, I'd wag my tail, sir.
If you do that, I want to see it.
And nobody wants to see that. Nobody.
So hey, now I got this StreamYard figured out. So when we do
I
our
I see that.
podcast, at least I know how to do it now. I try not to leave the shutter shut.
There you go. But now here's the question: can you see the chat?
Yeah, I can see the chat.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
Okay,
over-
all right, hang on. Introduce this gentleman. I don't know
Okay.
who this is.
This is Mark. This is Half-Ass Ready. He's actually going to be part of our live stream we're starting this Sunday.
All
It'll be
right.
me and Mark and Rural 2IC.
Cool. Very cool.
And he says he's half-ass ready, but that ain't true. He's a lot more than half-ass ready.
I don't know. I think we're all half-ass ready. Who the
Well,
hell knows what's
Depends on
coming,
what
right?
happens. But yeah,
That's
you
right.
might be
Who
ready.
knows what's coming? So
Well, I'm going to tell you what. Since I helped you solve this problem, I'm going to plug my channel.
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't subscribed, come on over to the Orlando Prepper.
Yep.
And subscribe over there. I'm sure you'll have fun. I'm just about as much fun as this fella we're with here.
And you do a live stream. Is it Monday night?
Yep.
Yeah,
Thursday
Monday
night.
Okay. Thursday night.
night. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, usually after Visions. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I try to sneak in there if I can. I'm usually at work then, so I get the opportunity to at least hang out on everybody's live stream while I'm at work.
yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I'd
the
have thought.
farmer- I see the farmers here with you and XNYC, and you got a good bunch in here tonight.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to the chat because I was trying to figure that out. I got some of my personal moderators in here, TW Perry and Anna.
All right.
See your CB, how you doing? Kane Corso, good to see you. Dan H, what's up? How's everybody doing tonight? It is nice out here tonight. It's a nice day. It was a little warm today, but it cooled down some. I got the lawn mowed. Got a bunch of stuff done since I'm unsupervised.
Oh, there you go.
Mrs. OVP's in Florida, so
Hey, in my home state. All right.
Yep. She's down there. They left last night, got there this afternoon. They took their time, so her and
Nice.
some of the kids and some of the grandkids, and I stayed home to take care of the animals and all that good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I wasn't even supposed to be a part of this.
Hey, I appreciate
get
the help, though.
All right. I'm gonna get out of here and let you guys have it, but I
All
am
right.
gonna be watching.
Yep, thanks
Good.
for stopping by.
Good
All
to
right,
see
brother.
you.
Have a good weekend.
Yep, you too.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, guys, if you're not subscribed to the Orlando Prepper, go check him out. He knows his stuff. I've learned a few things from him myself. So how you
Yeah,
doing, Mark?
I'm doing good, brother. I subscribed to the Orlando Prepper the other night, and I've
Yeah.
enjoyed what I've had a chance to look at. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yep.
I've actually figured out how to look at the chat on my phone now, so I can kind of see the chat. But
Yeah, I got it up on StreamYard and on my phone, so I'm kind of double
yeah,
dipping. But
hey, Dan H, what's up, buddy?
Teresa Buchanan, how you doing?
So, but yeah, I was, I told you I was having laptop problems myself, and I have determined that tomorrow morning I have to go buy a new laptop.
Yeah.
I'm through.
When I started this YouTube thing, I went and got a new one too. So I've had it, I don't know what, 2.5 months, something like that. And
Yeah, mine has absolutely wore me out, and I'm just tired of fighting with it. So I'm going to go get another one, and my son's coming over tomorrow to help me with the difficulties you just had. So
yeah. See, when you get old and become technologically handicapped,
I feel
it's hard.
I feel you. Yeah, I swear to goodness. Yeah, it's well, when things work like they're supposed to work, it works. But
Yeah.
when things don't work like they're supposed to work, I have no idea what to do to fix what I tore up. So,
Right. Like this was something simple.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was up. I never do that. It was up there. So now I know.
Yeah.
Homemade and homegrown. How you doing this evening? Just your King Corso said she just handicapped mostly.
Yeah. Well, and I feel him on that. So, yeah, he and I were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. Like I said, this technology, but I figured, I thought, well, I needed to do a live stream anyway, and I needed to figure out how to do it on here. So when it gets down to, then I know what I'm doing. I know Rural knows how to do it.
Yeah, he's got it down pat.
Yeah, but I thought, well, I need to learn how to do this. So
it's funny. He's on live right now too.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, I was over there. Well, when I initially jumped in your live, nothing was happening.
Right, because I was dazed and confused, which is, not out of the ordinary.
Well,
So
he popped up, so I jumped over on him, and then of course, I don't know if you noticed, Mad Shad's live, and so is Vision live, and they're both sitting beside the same campfire.
yeah, I was on there for about an hour before I started this up, talking to them guys. They're down there cooking chicken.
Yeah, I seen that. I watched a little bit of that. Of course, I just got the family just come over. We just celebrated. We have quite a few birthdays in the first week of June, so
Okay.
we just had a big party at my house, and they all just now left. So yeah,
It's just me and the animals this week. So
yeah, well, that's all right. Yeah, I can handle that.
yeah. Well, honestly, I don't like it when she goes away because she does a lot of stuff around the house and now I got to do it all. So I'm gonna be busy this week.
Oh, she gone all week?
Yeah, she won't be back until it'll be late Saturday night, early Sunday morning next week.
Oh, well, there you go.
So,
yeah, you got to.
Yeah, so now like I said, I got to keep up with the stuff that I normally do, plus the stuff that she does, and she does a lot of stuff. I got to give her credit, man. She busts her butt around here. So.
Oh yeah, dude. Coyote, what's up, my brother?
So I am going to be busy. Hey, Rabbit, Eastad, good to see you. I was trying to get Rural's live to come up, and it's not doing it.
Yeah. Well, see again. Now you start. You're gonna be in trouble. Okay.
Yeah, we'll be watching too many things at one time.
That's what I'm talking about. You don't push the button.
Yeah. Don't push your button and don't put your mouth on it.
Yeah, don't put your mouth on it.
From New Jersey. Hey, you guys having any riots over there? I heard things in LA are getting crazy, I guess.
Dude, I was watching. Yeah, man, the world's on fire. OVP, we talk about how to do things, and we talk about it a lot. And the guys we hang out with talk about it a lot. So
right,
but I don't know how anybody has a television set and watches any kind of news can't tell that the world's on fire. We just, look, I live in a small town, right?
Yeah, me too.
So. Every day I was watching the ICE agents trying to arrest the illegal aliens and take them away. And I think it was LA is where it was.
Yeah.
And the people, and even in Massachusetts, sorry, Dan.
Oh, look at this. We got more company. Go ahead.
They're beating up policemen. They're beating up these ice agents, throwing rocks at them, and
There we go.
What's up?
hey,
What's up,
Pre-show.
everybody?
a little preview of all the ugly it's going to be on the YouTube screen tomorrow night,
Right.
huh?
Yeah. Yeah. This is just pregame for tomorrow.
Yeah. I actually spent a little bit of time writing some notes down today. Yeah, that's kind of out of the norm for me. I wing everything, guys.
Yeah.
I have no problem with public speaking or singing or anything, and man, I just wing stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Me too.
Now, but I'm just telling you, man. I try not to let it get in my head, but the world's on fire.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just everywhere you turn. It's war, it's pestilence, it's famine,
Yep.
and it never seems. It doesn't seem to be slowing down. It seems to be picking up.
It does. I agree. Yep.
If you're not prepping right now, if you're not at least thinking about it right now, and that's some of the stuff I have for tomorrow night. I mean, if you're not thinking about it right now, you're doing yourself and your family a disservice.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rural, were you here when I spent 20 minutes trying to figure out how to get my camera on?
Yeah, I was.
Did you see that? Did you hear the final result?
No. I heard the SOB in the background and then a few of the fun things. So
Okay. So I'm stupid. That's the problem. Okay.
no,
So-
you're learning.
That's right.
I've had this laptop for about 2 months, give or take, right? And there's a little shutter on the camera, so you can shut it off.
Safety.
And I didn't know that. So I'm down here going, I don't know why the camera coming on. I'm pushing all kinds of buttons, figuring all kinds of things out. And all it was this little thing right there that flips the camera open. So yeah, it was me. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't looking at the chat when I put in there that shutter is to keep the internet from seeing you naked.
Mhm.
That shutter's for. And please,
not
if you get naked,
Yeah, I'm not wearing pants now, so
please.
I'm outside, so I have to because I got to be nice to my neighbor way down there.
You
Well,
have to.
yeah. But yeah, all that and that shutter thing was closed.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
But hey, I know how to do this now, so
You
we've
got
made
it.
progress.
You got it. Well, I'm taking a crash course tomorrow.
Yeah.
Live on Instagram.
Actually, a crash tonight.
But,
Dan,
yeah.
don't push the button. No, that was the problem, Dan. I didn't push the button.
Don't put it My son's coming over tomorrow to give me a crash course in this.
Oh, okay. Now, see, I could have called my youngest daughter because she's like a tech whiz. That's what she does for a living, and had her come over. But I thought, no, if I figured out myself, it'll work out better. I don't know
5
if it did
points.
or not, but at least I know what's wrong now. So next time I get on there and the camera ain't on, I'm going to go, oh, that little stupid shutter thing's flipped.
Well, you're live now, so it obviously worked.
Yeah, after I figured out the shutter was shut off.
He's
Yeah.
got it figured out. See, I don't even have a laptop at this point to do it with. So tomorrow will be new laptop, new soundboard, and new idiot in the studio. So I got this. This ought to be I got this.
TW says keep your clothes on and your arms and legs inside the crazy train at all times.
The important thing is
sums
clothes. Man,
So I did pull I did pull Vision's ear a little bit about a fall bug out, and he kind of smiled and said, "We're talking about it." So he's talked about it way too much to not actually do it. So I'm thinking,
he and I had. Well, he invited me on live that one night, and he and I talked for probably 45 minutes before we went on air, and probably 20 minutes after we got off air. But he and I had actually talked in Dayton, and everyone just kept asking, "How about the fall bug out?" Look, man, you could see how tired the dude was.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
And I told him, I said, "Man, today I know what the answer is if I asked you that, and you were honest with me, it would be no." And so the other night we were talking, and I think the COO wants him to do it, and I think he'll do it.
I think she
But
does.
he is not motivated right now.
Oh no,
that guy's tired, man.
Oh yeah.
That guy's tired.
Well,
And I get it. I mean, he was worried about, making sure everybody was safe and having a good time and all that. And we were all fine. I mean, there, it wasn't an issue, but it was his thing, and he felt responsible for all that. And so, so he worked his butt off all weekend, and probably wasn't necessary because we were all good. But
all right, I'm gonna go dark for just a second. I've got to walk in another room. Hold on.
All right.
Or I'm still listening.
Okay.
Oh, I think he's putting pants on is what he's doing.
No, I had.
I don't
They
have
weren't
pants.
very good.
I'm outside. No, I have pants. I have shorts on. I don't think there's anybody around anyway, so it don't really matter. But
Yeah, I know. Let's see. My neighbor way back here, they might see me.
yeah, well, they got better eyes than I do. Then so they're way back there.
Well, I do love your view there, Rural. It was awesome, but I can't wait till I can get. Yeah, man, what a beautiful yard. But you wait till I get a chance to show you these beautiful mountains I live in here, man.
Speaking of that, 10 stories. When are you doing your? You talked about doing a bug out weekend. Are you doing it this fall or next fall?
No, probably next summer.
Next summer. Okay.
Well, and the reason the reason I decided on summer, here where I live, we're at 3,000 or 4,000 feet elevation where we'll have that.
Yeah.
Heat shouldn't be an issue. We might get a little warm in the afternoon and a little humid.
Yeah.
But by the time the sun goes down, you will be inside your sleeping bag in Western North Carolina when the sun goes down. I don't care what time of year it is. You will be inside your sleeping bag. You may not have it zipped all the way up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, but it's going to be cool at night.
Yes. But I'm thinking summer. Again, at this point, I'm still trying to find a location. But I'm going to tell you guys, I've just what I've noticed when I came home and started talking to my folks and folks who really don't do YouTube at all. They are preppers. They don't do YouTube. They don't really do social media. Man, they just took the ball from me and started running.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty amazed at the excitement level. And look, I'm not fooling myself that this is not going to be difficult. I'm not fooling myself at all. But I will say I have some really good folks that are willing to help and not letting any cat out of the bag. I have some very skilled people who want to teach. And there's some cool things we're talking about just inside the camp. We're talking about building a comm shed, pop up with that we can have the comms guy in there running ham like all day and all half the night, and we can all tune into our security channel on our Baofangs or our GMRSs, and a laptop set up there where we can program people's GMRSs, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that excited me. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool idea.
Oh, my security team was, man, why don't we just set up a comm shed and teach comms all day and all night?
Right.
And I thought, man, what a fantastic idea.
Yeah, I wish I would have went to JBS's comms thing that he did down there. I don't know what I was doing at the time, but something.
Well, we were probably BSing with somebody.
Yeah, probably. Because that happened a lot.
it happened a whole lot. But I went down for most of it. And it was informative. Again, those ham guys, when they start talking, I hear blah, blah, blah. I hear Charlie Brown's teacher.
Right.
But that's my fault, not theirs. But he simplified it enough that I understood what he was saying. And it's a process that I'd like to get into.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, it's the same thing. It's like a foreign language. So yeah. Earl, how much you know a lot about the comms or not?
I know enough that I feel comfortable for what I'm doing, but I don't know ham and I don't know all that. Comms is very personal in your needs. And
Right,
so, if your plan is to bug in on your 2 acres, then you don't need a whole lot unless you are trying to reach way out. And I was actually on the phone for 2 hours with JBS, and we were talking comms and all sorts of stuff. And he's a smart dude.
Oh yeah, he knows his stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he's got years of government training crammed in that head, dude. He
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on in the chat.
Yeah, I was getting ready to flip over there. I kind of turned it off because I can't see myself.
Yeah.
But now I just turned it back on, and
I got it on the computer and my phone. Just, I don't know. It's easier for me to read it on the phone. I can see it on the computer too, but I got to look up in the air so I can see through my glasses. So if I put the phone here, then I'm not doing, so I got it on both places.
Yeah, it looks like they are well under control down there.
Yeah.
Though. I'm not seeing anybody swearing too much. So.
No, usually the out of control ones are blue. So
yeah, well, the out of control.
You got to watch them too, right there. So
usually, right here is the out of control ones, right here. So, but no, like I said, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night, though, y'all. I really am.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna have a good time. Vision said he was gonna stop by and say hi, and I'm sure. Actually, that little video I put out about it yesterday is actually got a lot of views. I was shocked.
Yeah,
well, we might have a big crowd.
No rural did.
Yeah, we might have a big crowd. So
that'd be cool, man.
Yeah.
I just hope we don't run half of them off.
Well, I'll try not to scare anybody too bad. I'll wear pants tomorrow.
I promise I will wear something.
Yeah, something that's good.
I got my New England Patriots shirt on tonight, even though they suck now. But
yeah,
but they sucked when I first started cheering for them. So what you got there?
Oh, there you go. That's Orlando Prepper.
OP Nation.
Orlando
OP
Prepper.
Nation.
But
I don't have any shirts. Y'all need to send me. Somebody needs to send me some shirts. Actually, I need to get some made up.
yeah, me too. Again, man, I'll tell you what, too. I've also noted I've probably got 20 new subscribers since we announced, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm up to like 250 now. I'm pretty stoked about that. I mean, not that when I told you that, when I got into that, it wasn't about that for me.
Right.
It was, and that's part of what when I introduce myself tomorrow, I want to talk about why I do what I do.
But we pretty much all do it for the same reason. It's not about subscribers or,
I think so. I never thought I would be doing live streams or be on a panel on a live stream. But,
we're going to blame that on Trent.
Well, I enjoyed his lives, but I was doing lives with other guys. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Red Dawn Readiness or Wired Tight.
No, I don't know Wired Tight.
Well, man, you ought to check him out. Wired Tight. I'm not sure where he's gone the last couple of months. He's having some personal stuff go on, and look, I dig that. I've disappeared off YouTube for weeks.
Things happen. I mean,
look, man. Sometimes when you're dealing with personal stuff, you just deal with personal stuff. But man, Wired Tight. Now that's a comms guy. And I'm going to talk to him about coming on to our show.
Okay.
He's a comms now. He's big into GMRS. He's not he's into ham, but not like JBS. But Wiretight's just a good dude, man.
Oh yeah.
He's a paramedic. He works at the fire department, and he's learning. He picked up firearms 4 or 5 years ago, so he's really getting into the tactical stuff too, and he's trying to learn. But he's just a super good guy, and he's got some great information, and he's also a videographer.
Okay.
So when he does things, they're right. You know what I mean? His videos are tight, and his audio is tight, and he's a good guy. He's a really good guy. If y'all haven't ever checked out Wiretight, you should check him out.
JBS says I ain't into ham. I just know enough to get into trouble.
That's
not true,
Yeah.
man. That's not. JBS knows a lot more than he leads on. So
well, you know, JBS is, and again, I don't want to step on too much of what we want to talk about tomorrow, but JBS is what you would call a Renaissance man, and and you know, honestly, the prepper community, that's kind of how we have to roll, right?
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You may not be the best electrician or the best plumber or the best carpenter or the best any dang thing, but you have to have some skill in those areas to keep, especially you homesteaders, man, which is where I think we all. But
Yeah, that's
you know,
actually when the wife gets. I didn't mean to cut you off. When the wife gets back from vacation, that's what we're doing. There's some properties around the area for sale, and that's our next move is homesteading. So yeah.
no, it's where we all are heading for, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's a natural progression. You know, you start out stocking food and water, and then maybe you get into gear and things like that. And then you learn, you know, some bushcrafting skills and things like that. And eventually, you end up looking for a homestead. I think that's just kind of a natural way of the way things go. You know, as a prepper, that's like the end game. You know.
Well, I always described it in my videos as sustainable prepping, right?
Yeah.
And when ultimately, when you draw the map and you get to the end of the map, sustainable prepping has to be homesteading. It just has to be. You have to either be raising meat animals and or a garden that you can sustain without going to the store, right?
Right.
So, and you know, we are all trying that. I mean, you know, I just seen your garden, and it's similar to my setup. I do container gardening, and I've got it where I can sustain it, but I'm still looking at compost, and I would like to expand to some raised beds and blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know if I can grow enough food in my plot to feed my family all year.
Right. But
I think I can, but I know how much I like to eat.
yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is, if we end up finding the place we like, is build an Amish freezer.
Yeah.
That's my number one thing, is that way I can go buy a whole cow, stick it in there. If the power goes out for a week or a month or whatever, it's not going to be an issue, you know? So
I'm still looking for the Wonder Bread tree because I really need Wonder Bread. It's like the food group, and I'm just trying to find that plant.
I'm trying to figure out how to grow coffee beans in a cold climate. You know,
Well,
because just, you know.
but once you start making, because you're not going to find the Wonder Bread. I've searched high and low. I've talked to the shaman up on the hill, and I can't find it. So we started making our own bread. I can't find the bacon seeds.
Bacon
Well,
seeds. Oh yeah.
Yeah, look, I feel you on that. But if I've got white bread and can grow peanut butter, I'm going to be okay.
There, prepping tip number 1 for tonight. If you're going to do a live stream outside, make extra coffee.
Yeah, well, I'm getting ready to say I've got to walk in the work because it's not coffee time for me too. But
That way I don't have to go inside to make coffee. So
that ain't Reba raising all that hell, is it?
No, a neighbor's got a couple of German shepherds, and my
I'd
dog.
say that was awful for Rita.
They like to bark. Now Reba's laying here on the chair. Huh. Come here.
Of course.
Of course. There she is. Hey, sweet girl.
She says, when we doing bug out weekend again? She says, I'm ready to snort some more.
Yeah. You're sweetie.
Yeah, she definitely stole the show over there.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
The unofficial mascot since Cole couldn't show up. Yeah. Can you see him on there, Reba? Yeah. She says, Mommy's not home. Oh, Mommy's not home. Oh. Back on your chair.
Yeah, my doggy got in trouble today.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
My wife and I take a vacation every year for about 10 days. We go to South Carolina to the beach in September. So we kennel the dog at a place called Camp Bow Wow. So we hadn't taken her in a while, so we took her over tonight to spend the night just to get her back used to going again.
Yeah.
So within 30 minutes of us dropping her off, we get a phone call from the lady that she can't come back. She got aggressive on the dog right out of the gate. And my sweet girl, she don't get aggressive. I don't know what the hell pissed her off. But anyway, so now we can't bring her in September. So now I have to figure out.
There's my wife's dog. Look, Joe.
Oh,
Look at the people.
hi.
He's looking in the air. That's actually Reba. That's actually Reba's son.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Although he's about 60 pounds. Oh, there he's going to stand on the table behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Reba's son.
Wow. A lot bigger than Reba.
Yeah, she likes him big.
Yep, there you go.
That's why I said she'd have loved Cole. She'd have been like, oh, yeah, baby, big dog.
She loved the wolves.
Large fella. But,
So, yeah, we got him. Wife said she wanted a puppy. I was hauling Amish, right? And I hauled this one guy, and wife said, I want a puppy. And he had Reba, and he said, hey, my little dog's pregnant. I said, ooh, I want a puppy. Because she just told me a few days before that she wanted a puppy. And he said, yeah. He said, the neighbor's dog got her, and it's not a purebred. And he goes, we'll just make a trade. I said, yeah, that's fine. That's perfect, you know. So when he was born, when it was time to go pick him up, we went and picked him up, and the guy said, hey, I got a couple German Shepherd puppies I'm going to start breeding. He said, and they're too rough with my little Cavalier. And he said, I'm not going to breed her anymore because she was ruined by the other dog, or, you know, the neighbor's dog or whatever. And he said, if you want her, you can just have her. And I said, hop in. So that's how I got little Reba.
hey, did y'all see what Handmade and Homegrown put in the chat? That was pretty cool. They're talking about, you know, the homestead thing. That's how they live daily. And, you know, we're talking about growing our own food, making our own stuff. And, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Again, that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, that's what, as soon as she gets back from vacation, that's what we're doing. Is going to look at some properties and see what we can, you know, there's a few for sale, and the prices are going down around here because they can't sell anything because nobody's got any money. So there's some reasonable priced land outside of town, and that's what we're going to go do. Try to find some.
Looks like Roy's got a little extra property there around him. Maybe you could, you know,
Yeah,
move
we
in.
can just move in.
Maybe let you stay in that little red barn.
I'm gonna venture down to one of my garages down here
Okay.
because the let's see if the Wi-Fi is holding out so strong. The whole thing where people go, oh, you know, you can't do prepping because then you become hoarders. I might be getting really close to that stage.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Ghost said the Ohio family would commit, but we're all eating chicken right now. Yeah, we know. We saw.
Yeah,
We saw y'all down there cooking chicken, drinking coffee.
Yeah, it looked like pretty good looking chicken too.
It actually did. Yeah. Looked like Trent was doing a good job.
Yeah, he looks like he knows his way around a campfire.
Yeah. Yeah, I said, I told him, I said, man, you should have told me. I said, I'm unsupervised. There he is. Hey, Vision, how you doing? I said, I'm super unsupervised this weekend. I'd have run on down there. It's only a couple hours, maybe not even quite that. So
I've got projects, all sorts of fun well, there's Little World's bike, but there's rain barrels back there. There's my next raised bed box.
That's what a prepper barn should look like, Rural.
yes, yeah.
That's exactly what it should look like.
You should have your one wall full of buckets of freeze-dried food, but that's in the house. I saw that room. So
Well, when you get your Wonder Bread, I've got all the Wonder Bread crates right here. So
I like it. And by the way, hello, Mad Chad. I seen you pop in the chat. Hello.
Did Mad Chad pop in the chat? Where is he?
He did, man. He's crowing about that green chicken.
I see him. I missed him. You guys done eating chicken?
Well, I wouldn't be done eating chicken till way later than this.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like quite a bit of chicken, but
Well, if Vision's son shows up,
all over my phone.
that big youngin can probably tear up some chicken.
Blessed, how you doing? No, not done eating chicken yet. Matt said he got chicken grease all over his phone.
I'm sure he does. Got it all over his beard and everywhere else.
Probably. I made a pizza tonight, so
Oh, we had some good chow here today, man. My family showed up and brought in, and we had some good chow. But that's just good to see everybody again. Back in January, I didn't know that I would get to see one more birthday, so we did some birthday celebration. It was cool.
yeah, you ain't going nowhere because
I hope not.
you got to hang out with me and Rural now. So
Mhm.
Yeah, I got something to do at least every Sunday night for a minute.
yeah, and that's all Trent's fault.
Yeah,
It is. If he wouldn't have had bug out weekend, we'd have never all met face to face and got to talking and done the things we're doing. I mean, so. But yeah, like I said before, bug out weekend was a lot more than just saying hi to the people you've seen on chats and learning things and that. It was a lot more than that. You can't really explain it unless you were there. So.
Well, yeah, because when you go to Bug Out Weekend, you really get to hug necks and shake hands and do all that fun stuff, and you get to see. And for the people that go, all right, because there's fake YouTube channels out there. They want clicks and stuff, and I've got to adjust my green screen here and try and okay, there we go, there, okay, that's good.
You get ready to go deer hunting or something here.
But yeah, so like I said, you just don't. It's not the same, unless you were there. It's just not the same.
Well, look,
we can tell you about it all we want to, but it's not gonna. There we go. It's not going to.
But look, when you put your hand in the hand of another human being, look, that's a connection you can't make on a Zoom call, right? You can't make that connection. So
and it was so funny that pretty much 90% of the people that were there, we knew the screen names. We've seen them in chats and Rural's chat and Vision's chat and Hudson Valley's chat or live streams and all that. So you knew the names, but it was like it wasn't awkward. You meet new people and you're like awkward for a minute, and it was like we all knew each other forever. The second you got there, so it was just. I don't know. It's like I said, it's hard to explain unless you were actually there.
Yeah, and again, man, just watching, especially you and your wife, watching y'all help some of the folks. That was cool. That was definitely says to me what kind of person y'all are.
Oh yeah, everybody just jumped right in to help me and Rural. As soon as we got our stuff set up, we immediately went on tent duty.
Mm-hmm.
And
y'all were just awesome. Just but again, But like we were talking earlier, the conversations that went on side to side, not necessarily the instruction coming at us, but the instruction coming side to side. There was a lot of knowledge there.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying that the three guys on the screen now don't have a lot of knowledge, but
Okay.
it's refreshing. Yeah. It's refreshing to feel.
Who's that?
Now,
Still eating chicken.
look down there. We're in trouble.
I heard it was my fault, so I had to come up here and you know, take it. You said it was my fault,
It is. Yep.
and that's how we grow. And it is my fault, and that's okay. And
You know what?
I'll say this because that's how you build family and a community.
Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely.
But I do have to say
And-
this, Trent. Every time I see you, I want a cup of coffee. Now I got to go make one. So
I got coffee. I got coffee.
You-
At least you ain't eating chocolate
So,
cake.
the cake is on deck, and another pot of coffee will be brewed shortly.
I still got extra coffee. I'm good. Rural was eating something I saw.
There you go.
I walked by Mrs. Verl's Herbs and had to have a little snack.
Oh, okay. I seen you chewing on something.
The cilantro
Nice.
looked good.
I
Right,
actually
right.
do chocolate cake. So
That's all.
So yeah,
I'm
actually
excited.
do have chocolate cake.
I'm excited for the three of y'all putting this podcast together that you guys are going to be doing weekly.
You know, it was Rural's idea. And I
Mm-hmm.
think he contacted me first, and I went, yeah, let's do it. And we said, okay, we needed a third. And I don't remember which one of us said Mark, but we were like, whoever it was, the other one was like, yeah, let's get Mark. And
Mhm.
and so we all, the three of us, started talking about how things, and we thought it would take a while, and it just all kind of fell into place. Like we all agreed on everything just right off the bat, and it was actually went together real easy. So
Awesome. And that's how it should be. I mean, that's how, you know, the four horsemen, that's how we all came together. And, you know, we do our thing once a week, rotate
Yep.
channels, and, you know, but
Yep.
I'll say this to everybody in the chat. Y'all should be subscribed to every one of the channels y'all see up here, these three guys. Because
Four guys.
they're
yeah,
well, four. Okay. They're putting in their time and effort. And as content creators,
nope. I think Vision froze.
You left us on a
Okay.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I know somebody. Anyway, subscribe to their channel. And I'm going to say this publicly right now. And if Teresa's in the chat, you better write it down.
I think she was.
Okay. Allegedly, there may be a bug out weekend in October.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. Chewy, knock it off.
Allegedly,
Yeah.
It has not been-
Did you hear that?
it has not been confirmed nor denied. So,
Yeah, two of my mods there, TW Perry and Earth Angel Anna, they want to come. So
mhm. Oh, and by the way, the chicken is gone.
chicken is gone. Okay, that chicken looked good. Looked like you were doing a pretty good job.
The boy
It's
showed
gone.
up. The
Yeah,
boy
they
showed
did.
up.
No, he, you know where he's at?
Where?
He went down to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee with his boys and one of his friends' parents, and they've been down there since Monday.
Wow.
Look,
That's
Teresa's
good.
writing that down.
Yeah, and they'll be coming back tomorrow. So between Matt's dad and Ghost and the COO, the chicken is gone.
Yeah,
And of course,
No, wait.
we gave her first cut.
Did she get half?
She got more. She got pretty much close to half. Yes. And she comes up here, and after we got off the, I don't know if we were off the live stream yet. She said, "I made sides." I was like, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, I made sides." She made some killer baked beans and a pasta salad.
Nice.
And I was like, "You didn't have to do that, sweetheart." She said, "I know, but my guys are here."
Links are dropped.
So I had to feed them.
There you
I
go.
was like, see, yeah. And if y'all, see, that's what we're doing. Chad's over here playing in the fire now. But I didn't want to hog up y'all's time. I just wanted to come up and say I'm excited for y'all. And Mark, you do a half-ready rendezvous in the Kakalakis. I'm rolling out, bruh, and I'm bringing folks with me.
Yep.
I hope-
So are these two guys too.
I'm with you. I'm really hoping we can pull this off.
And if you need anything, let me know, please.
I will, dude. And y'all have been super, but I'm just telling you, man, this thing takes a life of its own.
Right. does.
Right. Yes.
But
Hey,
we'll be there.
It really
definitely
takes
be there.
And again, man, anybody wants in your neighborhood, wherever the hell you are, honestly, man, kick the idea out there and just see what kind of help you get. It's amazing, man. How many people, and again, I don't want to step on too much of what I want to talk about tomorrow night, but this thing, people are thirsty for the knowledge that this group has. Thirsty
Yeah.
for it, man. They're
I think that's
the knowledge that you I mean, I thought I was educating, and then I started watching this guy and this guy and this guy. And y'all have enabled me to help people, right? Y'all have
That's what it's all about.
empowered me to do that. And
Yeah.
people are thirsty for this knowledge. So get out there and talk about it. And Ghost Lincoln, thank you for posting my channel, and thank you QV for signing up. And
Yeah, thanks, guys.
this community is great.
Yeah. You're right. Half ready. This thing has a mind of its own and its own feet. And now I know how Mike feels when he saw me do it.
Yeah.
Well, Mike's been in.
Yeah. I'm
That's another.
floored.
If you need anything, look, I realize he's 700 miles away from me, but if I need a shoulder to lean on, man, I can contact. I can contact
Right.
you, any of you guys. And,
Yep.
and again, hey, maybe you're full of poop when I ask you something, but
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah.
allegedly full of poop, but I think
So-
tomorrow's going to be entertaining.
That's a Valley's league.
Yeah. Yeah. Tomorrow's going to be good.
Yeah, but I just wanted to come up here and show some shoulders and say, yeah, it's my fault. You can blame it on me. And that's okay because because together we're all stronger.
I agree.
Skull.
Yep.
Skull it is. Yes. So y'all continue doing y'all thing. I'm gonna drop down and get in the chat because it's almost time for chocolate cake and another pot of coffee.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
Thank you
fellas.
for the
Y'all,
motivation. We appreciate it.
yes, indeed. Take care and be safe.
Yep. What TW says he blames everything on me. I don't know what you're talking about, man. You got to watch some of these blue people in my chat because they're a little shady.
I have no blue people yet. I've got to work on it.
Yeah,
My
you gotta
entire
work on
chat's blue.
it.
Yeah, I
it is.
know.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea. I really do. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
The two of my blue people I actually stole from another channel. We won't discuss that. That's a long story. But
There you go. Yeah, again, and I'm with Trent, man. I'm going to drop on out too because it's time to start trimming my beard and get ready for bed.
oh yeah, you guys are all early birds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm the night owl.
Yeah. Well, you work that shift, man.
Yeah.
See,
And-
you work that shift. That totally messes your circadian rhythm. Ain't that what we're talking about? That messes it up.
Oh,
Mhm.
you used to it.
Yeah.
Hey, knock it off. But I
Yeah,
kind of always work that. Hey, knock it off. I kind of always worked that shift, even in the casino days, back in my casino days, because that was the busy shift back then.
That's the money shift.
So yeah, so I've pretty much been on that shift most of my life. So I don't do mornings very well. I'm not good at mornings.
That's all right. I'll take the morning shift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, so-
I worked the night shift, first shift for years, man. Before I took the job with Advanced Auto Parts.
Yeah. So if we're doing patrols, then I'm good on the night shift.
Yeah, and I'm with that guy up there because my store shelves are starting to run a little low, so I got to be up in the morning to be able to go restock. I got a couple holes up here, so
Yeah.
Use your preps.
Yeah. Right.
There
I'm
you go.
Using some this weekend because I don't want to cook big elaborate meals like the wife usually does. So I'm like, you know what? I need to rotate some of this stuff anyway. I'm just going to eat it. So
But all right, y'all. Good night.
yeah,
See you tomorrow. Get good
Yeah,
rest.
get some sleep. You're going to need it.
Yeah.
Everybody get ready for tomorrow. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Night off.
Yeah. Night, Mark.
Yep. I'll hang with you for a minute or so, and then I'm gonna bounce myself.
All right. I got to edit some videos tonight. I finally got some videos done.
Nice.
Between
Nice.
bug out weekend put me behind on, just work around the house. And then last weekend I was sick. I didn't do anything. So I'm like, man, I am so far behind.
Well, and mine, I made a couple of videos and got them all posted. And I was like, sweet, I'm ahead of the game until I realized that my Monday video got released this morning. And when I say
Yeah,
happy Monday,
I saw that. I was like, why is he doing a morning chat on Saturday?
yeah, that was a big mistake on my end.
Yeah.
I was like, ah,
And it came out at like 1:00 in the morning or something.
yeah,
I was
I don't
actually
know.
still, I was, what are you doing? I was actually still up when it came out. And I'm like, okay. So,
That's all right. I'll have to do a Monday take 2.
yeah. But do you want to get into picture or something? You have to sit. Is it my lap dog? You have to sit
Nope.
on my lap. Reba. She's like, where's mom? She's looking at the door. Mom's not coming home tonight. Mom is in Florida.
I'm gonna sneak out here. Let's see if I can come out here for a minute. And I got this little one here that's got to
Hey,
wind down. Can you say hi?
Hi.
hi.
I got to wind him down too.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to say hi?
Sure.
I also got Mrs. Rural too.
No, Mrs. OVP'd say hi, but she's in Florida.
Oh, nice.
So
Very nice.
just me and the dogs and the kitties. Oh, yeah, you're a dog. You just
Very
wanna get your camera time in. Is that it?
Yeah, she's a diva.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. She is definitely a diva.
That's okay. She earns
She's
it.
got 2 years living in a barn, and she wouldn't last 2 days in a barn now. Slightly spoiled.
That's okay. That's okay. So I will let you do your live. You have a good night, sir, and everybody in the chat. We will see you tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Take care, everybody.
All righty. So, sugar drink from graduation. All right. So how's everybody else doing? I've been paying too much attention to the chat, unfortunately. I figured the blue people got that covered. See you tomorrow. She's looking forward to 8 p.m. JBS, have a good night. Da, da, da. So did y'all hear that? Looks like there, I know you heard it. Looks like there's probably definitely going to be an October bug out weekend. Okay. You two don't need to be in the screen. Oh. So I would say plan accordingly, because Trent's talked way too much about this for this to not actually happen. Will y'all be quiet? Shoot. I'd put them in the house, but they just dig at the door when I'm outside. So they're like, oh, no, somebody's outside. Yeah, right, Mark, allegedly. But he's mentioned this way too many times to not actually do it. Chewy, knock it off. So, and I know T.W. Perry and Earth Angel Anna were looking forward to that because, whose links you want me to post, T.W.? Want me to post Marks and Rurals? Yeah, I can do that. Hang on a second. Well, maybe. Technologically handicapped. There we go. Rural channel. Yeah, okay. You got it handled. The other one, Mark is at. Okay, I got rural. Okay. I will get Mark's up here in a second. Should be right there. There is Mark's. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's Mark's link. We're going to rotate channels every, the first 2 weeks will be on rurals. Tomorrow's an introduction. And then the following week, we're having our first guest. And then after that, we're going to rotate channels every week. So, Little Rural got his 2 minutes of live and now he's already asleep. That was easy. Oh, wait, I got to do this too. There we go. Okay. Yeah, sub to Orlando Prepper, Vision Preparedness, if you're not already. Who else? Hudson Valley Prepping Survival, if you're not already. Most of you probably are. I think I know most people in here. But if you're not, check out those channels. That's kind of that's our group. OP Nation. Yep. Orlando Prepper does some good stuff. Very knowledgeable. Knows what he's talking about. I've picked up a lot of tips from him myself. So check him out. So what y'all been up to? Y'all excited for the live stream tomorrow night? Smash likes Vision. Thanks, Vision. But yeah, it is all Vision's fault for the most of it. If he wouldn't have had that bug out weekend, and of course it wasn't his intention, but we wouldn't all got to meet face to face and spend 4 days talking and telling jokes and stories and just learning from each other, then none of this would ever happen, So it's just kind of how it happened. Still freeze. I need some meat on my bones. Teresa needs meat on her bones. Okay. Actually, so does my wife. She's lost some weight lately, and she's like, man, I'm turning into nothing but bones. And she never was. She always was tiny, but now she's like, yeah, tiny. So I think she got on the scales the other day, and I can't remember what she said it was, but yeah, I don't remember. So. Anybody heard any news on the riots in LA? I have not checked it out for a couple hours. I know things were getting crazy earlier. But yeah, that's something you got to prep for, man. If you're in a big area, I wouldn't want to live in a big city right now. I wouldn't want to have any part of it. I'm glad I'm where I'm at. If we have any kind of protest, there's like 5 people up on the square with signs. It's nothing to worry about, but pretty sure that's normal out there. Yeah, it is LA. When I lived in Vegas, that was like the only crime we had. The only crime that was out there was people driving over from LA causing problems. We didn't have any crime in the actual town. Now I've been back here. I come back here in 2007. So what is that? 18 years. So it might be different out there now, but back then there was hardly any crime out there at all. Teresa wears a hoodie half the summer. I actually do too. Because all that time out in the desert, ever since I moved back here, it's got to get pretty warm out before I'm not chilly. Like I got a hoodie on now. Now it's real thin. It's just a little, just about t-shirt material, but you and Mark have got a cuddle. All right. I'm going to bring Mrs. OVP with me probably. So yeah, we'll just do that cuddling part. Oh, let me do this here real quick. If anybody else wants to hop on and talk about something, I'm going to post the link again. Yeah, Rural, no, she don't lay on my feet. She lays on my head. She has to lay on my pillow because she's Princess in the Pea. So yeah, she keeps my head warm because, I ain't got no hair, or not enough to do it any good anyway. So that way I get a nice warm head. Kitties lay on my feet. Well, you want to hop on, TW? Go ahead. You can tell us about your shenanigans. I've heard little shenanigans between some of my moderators. Teresa, yeah, Cole's probably bigger than you. What did Vision say last? He said he was up to 170 pounds, 180 pounds. Oh, boy, I tell you what. That's a big boy. TW said they're not ready for that. Well, at least the chat's having a good time tonight. That's good to see. I don't really have a time frame for this. Like I said, I'm unsupervised because the Mrs. OVP is out of town. And I actually got all the work I needed to get done today done. So, there we go. We got incoming.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah. You wanted to invite somebody in to talk about something, so I want to kick something out there for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Has anybody been watching what's going on with the sun? We've been having a lot of solar storms. There's been a lot of problems with cell phones and radio transmission, stuff like that. So you guys might want to kind of watch that, see what's going on with that. I was actually going to do a video on it today, and I got busy doing stuff, and I didn't have time to do it. So
that happens.
But yeah, keep your eyes on that. If you don't have a Faraday cage and some emergency comms in there, you need to do it. Yeah, you need to do it right now. So
yeah,
we're just drop in and tell everybody that. So
aren't we past due for like a big one?
Yeah.
I thought I heard something about that a week or so ago, that we're actually past due for a big one, like a Carrington event kind of solar
Oh yeah,
field.
we're way past. Yeah, we're past that.
So-
We're way overdue on that.
Yeah,
So,
and y'all, if you didn't hear about that, I mean that happened a long time ago, but back in the oh, okay, my brain shut off.
it was 1880s.
Yeah, and it set stuff on fire, and they didn't have the electrical grid we had now. They were, doing telegraphs. Set the telegraphs on fire, and they were
Right.
running even after they unplugged them. And if you haven't heard the story of that, check it out because it's crazy. I couldn't imagine what
Yeah,
something like that would do now.
Yeah, just Google Carrington event,
Yeah.
and you'll see what the effects were. And like you said, that was in the 1880s. We didn't have any kind of technology back then that we have now. We will basically be crippled.
Oh yeah, and I was wondering if something like that might ignite some of these electric car batteries, or if they short out, or I don't know if it will or not.
Possibility.
And when
Yeah.
those things go, it's ugly. So
Yeah, there's a possibility it could happen, but
yeah,
you got I'm pretty sure everybody here has some emergency comms.
I would
Yeah,
think.
just make sure you got them, in a Faraday cage or something like that. You can actually leave them in the box and wrap them with tinfoil like you would a Christmas present. And, and then just, if you want to store them away somewhere in a closet or your garage or whatever, they'll be safe.
Yep.
But I actually did a video on that. It's been a long time ago, but I did do a video on that. But
Yeah, and
you
you
know,
can
right
always
now,
revisit that, do another one.
yeah, just keep your eyes on what's going on because it's kind of unusual because the sun hit its, the sun has an 11-year cycle and it hit its peak in October of last year in 2024. So all the activity we're getting now is just very unusual. So, it's not a good sign.
Right.
But I just wanted to drop in there and tell everybody, put those emergency comms in a Faraday cage or something.
Yep, good information. Yep,
Yeah, because if it does happen, your cell phone is going to be worthless.
right. Yeah, because even if you got your cell phone in a Faraday cage, you might be able to get some information you've stored off of it, but the cell towers aren't going to work, so you're not going to get any communication out of it.
Right. Well, yeah. Luckily, here in Florida, we have a system that's called SARNet. It's the State Amateur Radio Network,
Okay.
and all of the electronics on that has been EMP proofed. It's military grade EMP proofed. So, if you're in Florida and you're watching this, make sure you put those radios, those ham radios or CB radios, in a Faraday cage because we will still have a network here in Florida.
Yeah.
But I just want to drop in and say that. Let everybody know that just keep your eyes on what's going on. There's a site called spaceweather.com. Go check that out and watch it, and it'll show you every day what's going on as far as the sun goes.
Mark said LA just called 2,000 National Guard troops, still in active protests going on. Huh.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
called
Like
in
I
the
said,
National Guard out there.
yeah, like I said in the comments, they look for a reason to riot every summer, and now they got it.
Yeah, it doesn't take much out there.
Yeah, the riots out there. Yeah, like you said, out there, it don't matter. Those people are easily persuaded. We know that people with small intelligence are easily to persuade.
Yep, I've noticed that. Yep. It's things are getting crazy all over the world, it's all backwards now. Everything's upside down.
But that's the way they want it. They want us to be at each other's throat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As long as we're fighting each other, we're not watching what the government's doing. It's that simple.
Yeah, right. And the cost of living and the all this. I actually did a video today. I haven't edited it yet about how the economy's going. Things are all backwards nowadays. It used to be supply and demand.
Yep.
Supply was high, demand was low, the price went down.
Right.
And now these companies are deciding, well, you know what? If we're not going to sell as much product, then we'll just raise the price so that we can keep our sales and our profit margin up.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to work that way, but
Yeah. Like you said, everything's upside down, brother.
it is.
And we can't keep going this
No.
way much longer. We can't
Right.
do
There's going to have to be something's got to give.
it. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
mean, we got people working full-time jobs that are homeless. That was never a thing until, the last 4 or 5 years or so, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not even
That's
quite
a
that
shame.
long, but
Yeah.
before, if you worked a full-time job, you could at least get an apartment, or you could afford to live indoors,
Yeah, me and Lady Prepper were talking about it the other day. Her dad was in the military. He was retired Navy guy. He was the only one in the household that had a job.
Yeah.
And they lived a good middle class life.
Yep.
But those days are over.
Yeah. Just like I was talking to somebody today or yesterday, and if you had a factory job back in the 80s, 90s, whatever, you were in pretty good shape. You weren't rich, but you could afford a house and a couple cars and take a vacation every year and still put a little bit of money in the bank,
Yep.
And now we got factory workers that are homeless. And that's just crazy. If you'd have told me that 10 years ago, that, hey, we're going to be people working full time in a factory that aren't going to be able to afford to live, I'd have thought you were crazy.
Yeah, it's terrible the way things
Yeah,
have got.
it is.
But and people try to blame it on the 1%. No, it's not the 1%. It's just the way the system is set up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've worked when I was in the casino industry years ago, and I'm so glad I'm out of that. But anyway, I was high enough to be in the investors meetings and things like that, and it's all about profit. If a company makes $1 billion in 2024, and they only make 900 million in 2025, now they still profited $900 million, but they don't look at it that way. They look at it as, no, we lost $100 million.
Yeah.
And if you do that a couple of years in a row, then the board of directors and that are calling for you to liquidate your company, and they're going to cash out.
Exactly.
Even though you're still making money, it's just not enough. It has to be more every year.
Yep, that's a fact.
Yeah, and that's what's wrong with the system is, now there's going to come to a point where they just can't make any more money. And that's why these prices things, the supply and demand's all messed up, right? Because they're going, okay, wait, things are bad, but we have to break, last year's record. We got to make more, so they're going, okay, well, we're going to sell less products because of the way things are. So let's just jack the price way up. And that way we can still hit our numbers,
Right. All right, I see Rule's still with us. I like that shirt you're wearing, brother. That was an awesome shirt.
Mark's going to bed. Good night, Mark.
But hey, I just wanted to drop in and say that, give everybody a heads up. Just kind of watch what's going on.
Yep, you can drop in
because
anytime
what's
you
happening.
want.
Yeah, what's happening with the sun is not normal. It's very peculiar. It's causing problems now, and we're getting warnings from scientists that are actually that are observing this and been keeping record of this, and they're saying it's going to be a problem for weeks. So yeah, just keep an eye on it. But I'm gonna get out of here, brother. I dropped in on you again. I'm glad I was able to help you out earlier. All right, brother. Y'all have a good night. Love every one of you. Thank you. Hopefully I'll see you on Thursday night.
Yep. Thanks.
All right.
You have a good one, man. All right. So that is the Orlando Prepper. If you guys aren't subscribed to him, you need to subscribe to him. He does a wonderful job. Like I said, I've learned a lot from him myself. So, check him out. Unemployment was 25%. Yeah, well, CUCV, if you heard of what they call it, functionally unemployed, which basically means you're either unemployed or you work, but you make less than what do they call it? I got notes on that somewhere because I made a video about it today. But anyway, you're basically still poor, poor to the point where you're not living indoors poor. And the functional unemployment rate is 24.3% right now. So you can't trust the government's numbers. I think they said it's the unemployment rate's 4.2%, but if they don't like the number they come up with, they just change how they figure that number and come up with a new number until it's something that they can go, okay, well, we'll release that. That won't panic people. But yeah, it's a lot worse than what they're telling you. Earl says, every time I keep an eye on the sun, it hurts my eyes. Yeah. What did Man for Man, the Earth Band said? Mom always told me not to look into the eyes of the sun, but that's where the fun is. Okay, I might have just dated myself a little bit. Some of you might be old enough to remember that. Man for Man's Earth Band. That might have been quite a long time ago. Bofang. Yeah, them Bofangs aren't very expensive either. It's good to have 2 or 3 or 4 or half a dozen of them around. They're pretty inexpensive. I have a few. I don't entirely know how it works. Like, I can get by with it. I need to sit down and figure that thing out. I can get to the emergency weather channel, which is about all I listen to on it anyway. But so yeah, I need a little training on those myself. That's probably one of my weak points. My brain hurts. Yeah, Teresa. Yeah, I'm the same way. I like I said, I can scan channels and listen and things like that. But I'm far from an expert from that thing. So with that thing, so but hey, that's one of the things we're going to do in our live stream: get different people in it and teach us different things, and it's going to make all of us better preppers. So that's the plan. What are you doing, dork? I need a Type-C charging radio. Yeah. Actually, the last Bofang that I got is a Type-C charging instead of having that little port thing you got to plug it into. And yeah, it's a lot easier that way. You don't have to worry about having that charger with you. I just got one right before Bug Out Weekend. I got a new one, and the updated one has the Type-C charging in it, which makes it nice. It does. Now, if I just knew how to use it. So, TW and Anna, you might want to plan on going to Dayton in October because, again, Trent wouldn't have mentioned it, especially tonight on the live. He wouldn't have mentioned it unless it was probably 99% of a done deal. But he will be having a fall bug out weekend, and he did say it would be in October, which is when you guys were planning on going on vacation anyway, right? So yeah, that'd be cool. We could all meet up again at bug out weekend, and of course I'll be there. Rural will be there, and Ghost and Mad Shad and Dan H and so, and hey, we have a good time there. So, if you haven't been to one before, go, because we had a blast. I mean, we did, just not just learning different things. And we all did learn some things. So, I mean, Teresa, you need to make sure you get to this one. I know you, here, wait a minute. You know what? I got to do this here. Yeah, there we go. Teresa's just up the road from me. So, yeah, Teresa, you're probably maybe 25, 30 miles, maybe, give or take, something like that. So, yeah, you need to make sure you get the bug out weekend if he has another one. Type-C charging. CRCV, that might be the one I got. I don't remember what model it was, but it does have the Type-C charging. And NOAA weather bands. Yeah, I know it gets the NOAA weather bands because I actually had it on Thursday night. Yeah, when we had some storms coming through, which we're supposed to get some tomorrow, I think, too. That's why I got all the yard work and stuff done today. So I sent one of the NOAA radios with my wife because I made her a bag, get home bag to go all the way to Florida. So, which I cannibalized a lot of my stuff to put in there because I don't need it. I'm not going to be that far away from the house. So I wanted to make sure she had everything she needed, and just in case, hopefully she don't need it. Hopefully everybody gets through their vacation, gets home safe, and I hate yard. Yeah, I do too. Orlando Prepper. Yeah, when I was out in Vegas, we didn't have grass. It was all what they call desert landscaping. So you went out and trimmed your little pointy bushes once a year, maybe, and that was it. Teresa, you're welcome. And so I didn't have to mow and things like that. And I hate mowing, but got to be done, right? And I was going to do it tomorrow, and I looked at the weather forecast, and I said, well, that ain't going to work. And it's supposed to rain for 4 or 5 days. I thought, well, if I wait that long, I ain't going to be mowing. I'm going to be baling. So I got it all done today. I actually got a lot of things done today. So then I thought I'd jump on here and talk to you all for a while. Yeah, and a fall bug out. Yeah, you guys will have fun. We had a blast. We did. We just had a blast. We had a storm roll through. In case you didn't see any of the videos, but we had a big storm roll through, and you know what? It didn't even faze anybody. Me and Wolfgang, well, we actually had 2 storms back to back. They were about an hour or so in between. Me and Wolfgang stood out in the first one. We were under the canopy, but just making sure nothing blew away and nobody was having any issues. And then when it rolled through, then I actually went to bed about the time the second one started, and Wolfie and Ghost and them were out there running around the second storm. So making sure everybody was safe, and then everybody was fine. I mean, you got a whole field full of preppers. There was no issues at all. Everybody had everything nailed down practically, and it was just fine. Midsummer. Yeah, October in Ohio, you know how it is, Teresa. You just never know. It might be 80 degrees and it might snow. So, battle testing your gear. Yeah, exactly, girl. Yeah, that's what we were doing. And hey, everything passed with flying colors. JBS had a minor issue, but he got through it, and he's a prepper, right? So 2 is 1 and 1 is none. He had an extra tent with him because he had a broken rod in his one, and he just took that tent down, set the other one up, was all good. October is your favorite season to camp. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that should be. I mean, the leaves are going to be changing, and like I said, you never know what the weather is going to be like. But October's iffy. We might be out there in shorts and a t-shirt, and we might be bundled up like we're going on an Alaskan vacation or something. You just never know. So, but the same thing with the spring one. You just never know that time of year either. So, but it was pretty nice. It was hot the first day, and it was pretty nice the rest of the time. So, had that little storm roll through at night. No big deal. Sunbathing, yeah, right, exactly, Earl. Yeah, you might be sunbathing one day and making snow angels the next evening. Yeah, because that's how Ohio is. You just, you never know. So, all right, Orlando Prepper, have a good night. We will see you tomorrow. But, and Half-Ass Ready is going to have one next summer. And like he was saying, his is in the summer, but they're up in the mountains. So, even though you're going to be in the south, he said it doesn't get too awful hot up there. East Tennessee's about the same way. Yeah, right. because that's not that far. You know, you're not that far away, TW. TW, how far is it from you to like Dayton, Ohio? Because Vision's bug out is in Possum Creek. Was it Possum Creek? But little metro park right outside of Dayton. That shouldn't be too bad of a drive for you guys. 7 hours. Okay, I was going to guess 6 just off the top of my head, but yeah, okay, yeah, so that's not too bad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rural, I'm going to have to renegotiate my work thing. Yeah, for all these bug out weekends. But hey, I'm definitely going to Visions if he has one in the fall, which, like I said, he's probably going to, and I'm definitely going to Mark's next summer. And of course, Vision will probably have one in the spring too, his normal time. So yeah, all my vacation could get burned up going to bug out weekends, but we had a blast. I mean, it is well worth it. You know, you finally get to meet all the people that you've been talking to for, you know, months or years, or whoever in the chat. You get to meet them face to face and shake hands and tell stories and trade ideas, and it's just a really good thing. And I thought about maybe having one around here. I got some ideas brewing, but I don't want to interfere with anybody else's. And since there's so many of them, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. But you know, I've been beating the idea around. Talked to Mrs. OVP about it. She had some ideas too. So we'll see. It won't be this year. It would be something next year. So you know, maybe if Vision doesn't do one in the fall next year, maybe we will here. We'll see. But that's an idea. That's kind of just something floating around in my head. Yeah, that's a thought, Teresa. That is the thought. There's a lot. They got a lot of land down there too. I actually have friends and family members that are on the county fair board here, and they really don't use the fairgrounds for anything during the summer. The fair itself is in like the 3rd week of September, the county fair. So I was thinking maybe they might just donate the fairgrounds for a long weekend. I didn't talk to anybody about this yet, but that was just one of the ideas I had. We also have friends and family that live out and have a lot of farmland and fields and things that they might let us use. And so yeah, but like I said, we haven't really looked into any of this yet. We were just beating the idea around. So I don't know. We'll see. It's a thought anyway. Yeah, the county fairgrounds are kind of in the middle of town, but when you're in there, you're not really around anything else. So it would probably be a good place. And then there's restroom facilities and stuff like that there. So that would just make it easier on everybody. They might even have showers. I was thinking they had, I think they do have showers out in there's a restroom back by the horse barns. And I think they got a shower back there. So, you know, that'd be nice, right? Luckily, it wasn't that hot at Vision's bug out weekend that we needed a shower. We had, what they call them, dude wipes and things like that. So, like, I didn't notice anybody stinking. Maybe I stunk and I didn't notice anybody else. I don't know. Anyway. So, but yeah, if any of the rest of you are thinking about having a bug out weekend, do it. I know if you're down in Texas area, I've heard a lot of people saying, man, I wish we had something down there. God's Prepared Warrior. If you don't know him, check his channel out. He has talked about having a bug out weekend, and he is in Texas. I don't think I would be able to get to that one, but heck, you never know. So I think actually he's going to get in touch with Trent and yeah, them solar showers. Actually, Rural won one at Visions Bug Out Weekend. I don't know if he tried it out or not, but and somebody else had one too. Tracy had one. Somebody had one. But anyway, God's Prepared Warrior is thinking about putting together a bug out weekend down in Texas because I know a lot of people have been asking for one down that way. So if you're down in that area, check out his channel. Keep an eye on it. He may do something too. I don't think it'll be this year, but probably early sometime next year. I know Pete probably won't do one because he's too busy, but you never know. So good night, Teresa. Wolfang, how you doing, buddy? All right, do this here. Let me do this. Whoops. I'll put this back up. There we go. If anybody wants to jump on, cool. So yeah, Wolfbang's another Ohio guy. If you don't know him, check his channel out. He does usually a morning chat, lunchtime chat, around lunchtime, and then also does a the spam report around usually around 5 o'clock, I think it is. I'm good, Wolfie. Hey, if you want to jump on, I put the link up there. So yeah, we were on tent patrol during the first storm of Bug Out Weekend. Me and Wolf standing out in the rain. Well, we weren't in the rain, but we were getting a little wet. But yeah, Wolfbang's down in the Cincinnati area. So yeah, another good channel you guys want to check out. And Wolfbang, go ahead, drop a link to your channel in case anybody wants to check it out. WKRP, I remember that show. That was a good show. Yeah, Sears TV. Yeah, I always catch the replay of Rural's morning chat because I work nights and he's up way too early for me. So, but yeah, that's the first thing I watch every day. I think is Rural's little report he does in the morning. Not a report, but he usually has some kind of tip or something that he lets everybody know every morning. And that's usually the first thing I watch when I get up and get a cup of coffee and start shaking off the cobwebs. Oh, okay. Wolfgang, my wife's in Florida, so I am unsupervised right now, which is probably a bad thing. Hang on a minute here. Let me do no. Here we go. Whoopi, where is your channel? I'm trying to find your channel to drop a link. I know where I'll look. Let's see here. Nope, not that one. This one. Let's see. I will find it sooner or later. Bear with me here a second, guys. Nope, that's not it. Let's see. I'll find it here in a second. Nope, that's Mark. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Thanks, GW. You beat me to it. Yeah, well, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, our time. You're on the same time zone as me, so yeah. And it's on Rural's channel, Rural 2IC channel. You know what? I'm going to drop a link to his channel. We did that earlier, but we got some new people here, so I will do it here real quick, just in case you missed it. Copy link. There we go. That's whose channel we're going to be on tomorrow night. Actually, the next 2 weeks. So that'll cover you for two weeks. And then also, if anybody wants to be on the live stream, you can email any of the three of us. Oh, thanks, Wolf. Actually, Rural made that. I'm technologically handicapped. That's beyond my capabilities. But yeah, he did a good job. But anyway, if anybody wants to be on the live stream, our Sunday night live stream, you can email me or Half Ready or Rural. Any of the three, doesn't matter who. In the description of the live stream tomorrow night will be everybody's email address. Mine's on my channel page down in the info. I don't know if the other two are in the channel page or not, but yeah, you can email any of the three of us, and it don't matter which one. Doesn't make any difference. So, and we will try to get you scheduled. So, I know we got a few weeks covered already. Just some people that we actually scheduled before we announced it, so they kind of knew ahead of time that this was coming. Well, if he wants to learn how to, oh, yeah, an intro. Yeah, talk to Rural, because I don't know anything about that. I need to learn stuff like that. First 4 guests are scheduled. Okay, so we got more than I know about. Okay, I knew we had 2, and we had one we were talking about. Okay, wait, I think I know who the other 2 are. So, without you even telling me. But I think I got a pretty good idea anyway, because I remember what we were talking about yesterday. So okay. So, but anyway, if anybody wants to be on, just learning. Yeah, Wolf, I'm not very good with technology either. If you were here at the beginning of my live stream here, I'll tell you the story since you weren't here. Went about 20 minutes where we didn't have a camera, right? You could hear me, but you couldn't see me. Chewy, knock it off. But because I just learned that my laptop that I bought a couple months ago has a little shutter right here. And if you don't open the shutter, the camera don't work. And I didn't know that. I'm pushing buttons. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And the Orlando prepper jumped on, tried to help me out. And and it was all just not pushing the button. So, oh, Mark, I thought you were going to bed. Yeah, we were talking about emailing people and stuff like that. So Rural said the first 4 are scheduled. I know the first 2, and I'm pretty sure I know who the next 2 are. Right. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. What about 7:30 on the pre-show? I'll be on there. I don't think I have a whole lot to do tomorrow. I'm going to do a little house cleaning, which is not my specialty. Don't knock it off. Come on, Chewy. Chewy, you don't need to instigate. Come on, Chewy. But I'm going to do a little house cleaning. LA stuff got you out of bed? Yeah, I heard it was getting crazy out there. Yeah, my dog likes the neighbor dog, and so they have to do their thing. All right. Hang on a minute, guys. I'm about to put these guys back in the house. Come on, Joe. Come on, Reba. Get in there. Okay. Now these other two are the neighbors' dogs are calmed down now that my two's in the house. They like to play. Yeah, Reba don't bark. She don't. She just lays there like whatever. She could care less. But Chewy's got a thing for the female German Shepherd next door. So pretty sure Reba is a quiet one. Yeah, she doesn't bark at anything. She's squirrel. She'll bark at a squirrel. She loves her a squirrel. But other than that, that's about it. Grouping, getting ready to make arrests. Okay. So Mark's checking out this the situation over in LA over there with all the riots and that. And Wolfbang's listening to music. So yeah, and I'm just hanging out with you all because I'm unsupervised. Now, I actually don't like to be unsupervised because, like I said, the wife does a lot of stuff around here. And so I have to pick up the slack this week, plus go to work. And so it's going to be a long week. I'm going to be a tired puppy by the time she comes home. Of course, she'll probably be tired too. So I know the kids and the grandkids wear her out. So she's down there with what? Yeah, 2 of our kids and their spouses, and 3 of the grandkids, and our middle daughter's father and mother-in-law. Wolfgang, yeah, I've been to California a few times. I didn't stay long. Just drove over to. There's a part of LA that. Anna, yeah, that's true. I do miss her, but she only been gone a day, so it's okay so far. But the animals would be upset. I know that. You know, they're okay right now, but once a few more days go by and they're like, "Where's Mom?" They're not going to be happy campers. Born in Sacramento, yeah. When I lived in Vegas, it was only about a 4-hour drive over to LA, and across I-15, and so I go over there every now and then, and people are just different over there. You know, even from Vegas, which, you know, isn't that far, you could tell the people that lived in Vegas and the people that lived in California. You know, when they drive over for the weekend and that, you could tell who was from California. Hatched or whatever you want. And are you still in Connecticut? Or you're on your way, what is that, southwest? You're in Connecticut for the time being. Okay. I wasn't sure if you were done up there yet or not. So took me a while to realize that you and TW weren't pulling my leg. Pretty soon. Okay, cool. And yeah, you guys would definitely have to go to Bug Out Weekend. You like camping that time of year anyway. We'll all meet up. We'll have a good time. Hey, y'all laughing because I didn't, because what? Because I thought you were pulling my leg. You're surprised that I thought you were pulling my leg? If I'd have said that to you, you'd have thought I was pulling your leg. So, you know. Wife and I like to do music on the weekends. Yeah, that's good. You guys got to do your thing. Or maybe it's you and the music. Hey, whatever works, man. No, you're not surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised either. You guys text me that, and I'm like, nah, that don't sound right. Like they're up to something. Guys, if you don't know, TW and Anna, they're my personal moderators. Well, other than Mrs. OVP, of course. And she's not on because she's down in Florida. However, she is going to be on the live stream tomorrow night, or as long as I remind her, because I'm sure they'll be busy doing things. And I would have liked to have went, but I don't have time. And somebody had to stay home, watch the animals, and so that usually ends up being my job. 23rd anniversary. Wolfgang, our anniversary was Friday, yesterday. Me and Mrs. OVP, and it's been 17 years. Boy, that's a long time. Doesn't seem like 17 years. I was out walking Reba Thursday night, and I thought, wow, 17 years? Just doesn't seem like it's been that long. But it has been. Thanks, Anna. Yeah, 17 years. I can't start talking about weddings. I'll end up telling you a story. Yeah, crazy time. Yeah, it went by so fast. Newsworkers dropped the live stream from LA for now. It's getting crazy. Huh. So Mark said that if you didn't see the comment, the news network has dropped the live stream from LA because things are getting out of control out there. Wife and I, yeah, me and my wife have a good time too. You know, we had our moments, but she puts up with me. And I got no complaints, man. She works her butt off, and she takes better care of me than I deserve. So, I mean, I got lucky because everybody gets a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then, right? And yeah, I can't complain at all. And I haven't always been the easiest person to get along with. I've mellowed a lot, which has a lot to do with her, and getting out of the casino industry. That was just a bad environment, and I mean, whew, I could tell you stories about that. We could be here till next week this time. 36 years, Mark. That's awesome. Chance, how you doing? Guys, Chance started his a channel as well, and he's also wrote some books. I have one of them. I haven't had time to read it yet, which is something that I need to get to. But yeah, check out Chance's books in that. He Vision has read the book that I have, and he said it was awesome, and I haven't got to it yet. Actually, me and the wife both. I think the wife took her copy with her, so she'd have something to read while she was. She's not driving; she's a passenger. The kids are driving, so she might get through most of it between the trip down and the trip back. So, Chance, you're welcome. But me and Chance think a lot alike on this AI thing. That's getting worse every day. So, yeah, we need to pick each other's brain one of these days, Chance, whenever we get time. Okay. All right. Yeah, like I said, I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I've been so busy since we got back from Bug Out Weekend. Well, and even before that, getting ready for Bug Out Weekend. I'm finally getting caught up on some things, so my time will be a little more manageable now. AI is getting bad. Yeah. And did you hear about that the other day? They were running a test about shutting it down, and it canceled the shutdown order. Said, nope, we're not doing it. Yeah, all right, I will, Chance. AI is becoming more scary. Yeah, I don't, Haven't we made a bunch of movies about why this is a bad idea? Or we just don't learn, do we? But yeah, it is scary. And I mean, what was Sydney? Yeah, y'all know who Sydney is, or you heard about Sydney when it was Bing. You heard if you get a chance to look that up, that's an interesting story too. When they were putting together Bing and Sydney emerged, yeah, that's that'll kind of freak you out, and that's 4 or 5 years ago that happened. So I can't imagine what's going on now. I mean, we hear all this stuff about AI on the news and through other channels and things like that, and I'm sure it's a lot more advanced than they're telling us. Tell me about that. It's live, errors constantly. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I'm sure that this AI is worse than they're letting us know. I don't. Besides the fact that it's starting to take people's jobs, which is all we need right now. Economy's bad enough as it is, but they're going to do it. Yeah. Okay, Chance. Yeah, I'll do that. Like I said, besides the fact that it's taking our jobs and starting to take jobs, and that's just going to get worse because corporate greed, right? They got to make more money. So if they can make more money by letting an AI do your job because it don't take vacations and it don't need health insurance and it don't ask for a raise, and they're going to do it. So besides the military aspects of it, I mean, it's already starting to run things in the military. And we made movies about that being a bad idea in the 80s. So right, Chance. Yeah, Chance knows a lot about this AI stuff. So everybody's kind of got their area of expertise, and so yeah, we got to bang heads one of these days, definitely. All right, Wolfie, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Well, guys, it's been a couple of hours. I think we're going to wind this down here pretty soon. Anything anybody wants to touch on? Yeah, okay, cool. Yep. Because I do have to get up and go to church in the morning. Sometimes I go in the evenings, but I want to make sure I'm home early enough to be ready for our live stream tonight. Oh, wait, okay. We're being invaded. I see nothing but Mexican flags throwing shit at police. Yeah, right. Yeah, this is gonna come to a head. The ICE agents haven't made it to my little town yet, but we are crammed full. So it's gonna be a mess when they get here. They're starting off in the big cities. Ghost Lincoln has said that he's up in Akron, which is that way about 40 miles. So he said they are starting to show up in Akron and starting to haul people away. They're starting in the big towns and working their way down. So it'll be a while before they get here, but boy, it's going to be interesting when they come here. And my little town is full of Guatemalans, which, they don't really cause any problems as far as, you see a lot of this stuff about the Haitians and the Venezuelans and all that. And they don't really cause any problems, but they are all here illegal. Funny story. I saw another YouTuber. He does missionary work, and he was down in Guatemala. And he been going through these towns, and he walks into these towns, and there's nobody there, not a single person. He's like, this town it's abandoned. It's just, there's nobody here. And I'm thinking, ooh, I know where they're at, so looks like it's going to happen tonight in LA. Skynet. Well, Skynet. Yeah, right. Yep, JBS, you're right. Good night, JBS. Thanks for stopping by. Just put the Marines on high alert. Wow. So Mark said that Pete Hegseth had just put the Marines on high alert. So it must be getting crazy out there. I think when I get off of here, I might have to tune in and check that out. But yeah, I knew it had gotten kind of bad last night, and it was picking up some this afternoon. All right, thanks, Mark. Thanks for the update. I appreciate that. But looks like it now that it's nice and dark out there, things are getting crazy. And I mean, there's people that say, well, we shouldn't deport these people and that. You know what? They broke the law. I mean, I don't care if you come here. You want to migrate to the U.S., come on in, but do it the right way. There's a process that you need to go through, and that's the law. You can't just be jumping the borders. I mean, if I did that, just jumped the border and went into Canada, guess what? They're going to throw me back here, or put me in jail or whatever. And so it's just the way it is. Actually, the guy that lives a couple of houses down is Mexican, but he came here the right way, and he actually owns a little landscaping business. He does a good job. He actually comes over and mows my grass sometimes just because he likes to mow grass. I'm like, all right. I tried to give him money, and he's like, no, I got you, man. Like, cool. So he's a nice guy. He's a good dude. But and the ones around the illegal ones around here, none of them speak English, or if they do, they won't admit it. So yeah, it's like I said, at least they don't cause any problems. I mean, not like you see in the news from down there in Springfield, Ohio, and stuff like that. We've really not had any major issues with them. But when the ICE agents start rolling through here, might be a different story. I don't know. Have to wait and see. So, all right, guys, I think we're going to wrap this up. I am going to go in and watch the craziness in LA and get ready to go to bed so I can get up and go to church in the morning so that I am home the rest of the day after that and ready for the live stream tonight. I'll probably be editing some videos while I'm watching the craziness in LA. And so anyway, tune in tomorrow night, Rural 2IC's channel, 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you're in a different time zone, adjust accordingly. And we will see you tomorrow night. Thanks for stopping by. Be safe, stay alert, and keep prepping, guys. We will see you tomorrow night on Rural 2IC's channel. Good night, everybody.